Ever see a product and think, wait, people actually BUY that? Like, seriously.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
We're talking those head-scratching business ideas, the ones that make you do a double take. You know, like the pet rock.
Oh, the pet rock, a classic.
Literally just a rock. Marketed as a pet. It's wild. But that's what we're diving into today.
Yeah.
These so bad, they're brilliant ideas, and how they manage to defy all logic and become these huge successes.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Like, what makes something like that resonate with people?
Exactly. So we're going to unpack how some of these seemingly bad ideas are actually, when you really look at them, marketing masterstrokes.
Right, because there's got to be something there, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's start with the pet rock. I kind of have to with this topic. I mean, back in the 70s, this novelty item, took the world by storm.
It's true. It was everywhere.
It's almost unbelievable. This guy, Gary Dahl, he created it, and he became a millionaire in just a few months.
Wow.
From a rock.
It's incredible.
It's mind-blowing. A cardboard box, some straw, a pet rock. Genius.
Well,
or just plain absurdity.
it's easy to dismiss it, right? To just laugh and say, oh, it's a joke. But the pet rock success, I think it reveals a lot about, well, consumer psychology. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Remember, this was the 70s. We had economic uncertainty, social change. It was a time when I think people were really craving simplicity, something low maintenance.
I can see that.
Even if it was ironic.
Yeah, totally.
And Dahl, he tapped into that whole zeitgeist brilliantly, I think. Like the humor of it, that was intentional. It was kind of a commentary, I think, on, the very idea of pet ownership.
That's a really interesting point. I'd never thought of it that way.
Yeah, and especially, in a world that felt like it was changing so fast.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it wasn't just a rock, it was reflecting something bigger.
Exactly.
Seeing a pattern here, kind of like how the Snuggie, I mean, as hilarious as it is, like it's inherently impractical, right? But it also captured something, about our desire for comfort, convenience.
Yeah.
I mean, who hasn't been on the couch, trying to get cozy, and the blanket just won't stay put?
All the time. The struggle is real.
Right. And then, boom, the Snuggie comes along with, like, the perfect solution.
And the marketing, oh my gosh, the marketing was genius for that thing. Those infomercials, remember?
Yeah.
They'd just be on a loop late at night. And it was the perfect storm. You know what I mean? Like inherent contradictions, right? It's a blanket, but with sleeves.
You're like, wait, what?
Exactly. And it was just pure direct response marketing, hitting all the right notes. They weren't just selling a product, though. They were selling a feeling, a solution to a problem you didn't even know you had until that moment.
So true.
It's classic, really, like an example of virality before we even really, use that term.
You're so right. It's like you just can't get that image out of your head, those infomercials and everyone walking around with their arms stuck in those blanket sleeves.
It's burned into my brain.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But the pet rock and the Snuggie, those are just two examples. Like, think about Crocs. I mean, everybody at first was like, those are the ugliest shoes ever.
Oh, I know.
And then what happens?
Boom. Global phenomenon.
Total craze. Everybody's got them.
It's crazy.
Or fidget spinners. Who knew a little spinning toy could, like, capture the attention of a whole generation?
That's wild.
Wild. But here's the thing. I think what's really fascinating is that all these products, we often just dismiss them, and we're like, okay, whatever, it's a fad, it'll pass. But they actually reveal, I think, a deeper truth about how we behave as consumers. We like to think, oh, I'm rational, I make rational decisions.
Right, it's all very logical.
Right, exactly. But sometimes it's about emotion, it's novelty, it's the desire to be part of something, part of a trend. And I think these bad ideas, they succeed because they tap into that irrational, impulsive side that we all have.
Totally. Can't deny it.
We can't. So maybe the line between a bad idea and a stroke of genius, it's not so clear after all, right?
Yeah.
It's more about understanding the context, the cultural moment, the power of marketing, and just the fact that sometimes we can't resist a good laugh, even if it's at our own expense.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like we need that release, even if it means buying into something totally absurd.
Exactly. So next time you see a product and you just start chuckling, you're like, who would ever buy that? Remember, it might just be the next pet rock.
Or the next Snuggie.
The next Snuggie, just waiting to, take the world by storm. Who knows? Maybe it's hiding in plain sight right now.
You've got me thinking. I'm going to keep an eye out.
Right. Me too. All right, everyone. That's another deep dive done and dusted. Until next time.